Good morning. Hey, y'all need to chill out. My peacocks are in my front yard. Peacocks are in the front yard, and the dog's grumblistic. I'm putting my hair up, obviously. Hey, listen. Nobody wants to hear a barking dog, Roro. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let me show you, Roro. Come here. This is one. All the other ones jealous. Come here. Come here. I don't want no kisses. I don't want no kisses. Okay, that was a big dog fight. 7 o'clock in the morning. Sorry. They're actually not fighting. They're just playing. They're just fighting over the camera. All right. I have to say something right off the bat, okay? Are you there? I'm sorry. I don't know. I just changed my Wi-Fi. I had AT&T, and I changed my Wi-Fi because it was awful. And so I just got Spectrum, and I'm hoping it does better. But, you know, usually when you have a farm, you know, you kind of live out in the sticks. And so you don't have good Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So, please bear with me. Okay, I have to say, before I even start, there's a couple things I need to say before I even start. 2 things. Okay, I am fairly new to YouTube. I'm still learning how to read comments, okay? Like, I'm such a beginner right now. It is not even funny. And I have people holding my hand through this. So, this morning, okay, first of all, let me just tell you. Jason and Brooke and I were talking when they came here Monday. It takes Jason roughly 6 hours to edit one video. Okay? My husband calls me Trigger. Okay? The reason he calls me Trigger is because sometimes I pull the trigger too fast. Okay? I'm a very impulsive person sometimes. And so, as for me to sit down and edit a video for 6 hours, I want to scream. Like, Judy personally, I do not have the patience to sit for 6 hours and edit a video. I'm one of these, like, fly by my seat of my pants. But see, sometimes that gets me in trouble. Like my cow video that I just posted this morning. I got up, and you know, when you edit a video, you must have to watch it. Oh gosh. You have to watch the same video over and over and over to edit it, okay? You want to scream by the time you get done. It's really, really difficult. It is doing YouTube videos is almost like having a full-time job. Because you have to walk around with your camera because you never know when you're going to get a good video or a good picture. It is a full-time job to do YouTube. So know that. And when I went back to watch my cow video this morning, I'm like, hey, Trigger, what was you thinking when you posted that video? Because you forgot the sound, you just oh my gosh, all these new people that are subscribed to your channel probably think you're a flippin' lunatic because you didn't. Anyway, none of you are mean to me. Thank you. But just realize that I totally jacked that video. I pulled the trigger way too fast on that video. So anyway, know that. Okay, know that I am trying. Okay, let me take a sip of coffee. I'll take a sip of coffee. Okay, anyway, when I was watching that video this morning, I was like, oh my gosh, Judy, what were you thinking? But you know, like when you're in the process of editing a video, you see it so many times that you just like, I can't look at this video another time. I can't. I mean, because you watch it, like I said, like, I don't know how many times you have to watch every little thing because you think and then like you edited here, and then it messes up the edit beforehand, and you don't realize it unless you watch it all the way through again. So, anyway, thank you for being kind to me. Thank you for being patient with me. I appreciate you. Okay, the next thing I need to say, if you're new to following me, I usually put on my makeup and get ready in the mornings. And the reason I do that is because I am a petting zoo. I have people pulling in the driveway, okay? So I can't just walk out in a t-shirt and my pajamas and go let the chickens out like a lot of people. I have to get ready in the morning because people are fixing to pull in the driveway. So sometimes that can be difficult. And I about 2 years ago, I just started putting on my makeup going live, and it's just something that I do. I'm not selling makeup. Do not follow me for makeup tips. Do not follow me for hair tips because I don't know what I'm doing. I fly by the seat of my pants. Okay, so now that we've got that together, I'm going to start putting on my makeup. All right, I'm going to tell you, I did go out and check on Dei Dei. God love her is all I can say. She is massive. And I was told, I thought this is my first experience with babies with a cow, okay? That was my first experience. So I'm having to ask, like my vet is on standby, okay? Because I delivered 2 goats before, actually 3, because one was a set of twins. I've delivered goats before. I delivered my cria, which is my baby alpaca. I did deliver it, but you know, I have never had to put my hand in and turn and pull. Like I've never had to do it. Usually what happens is she just has a little bit of trouble getting the head out, and then I can go and just put my finger and kind of massage, you know, to allow the baby to come out. And then once the feet and the head get out, then I can help pull as she contracts. So I've never actually had to stick my hands in, turn the baby, and pull. So I'm a bit nervous, okay? So when I saw that Dei Dei was she's not in distress at all. Like she's okay. She's not pushing. She is, I think, contracting. You know how you have like Braxton Hicks in the beginning? I know she is contracting because I've seen it, but she's not like, she's still eating like her hay. She's standing up. She's not in distress. So I'm not calling the vet out until if I saw her suffering, then I would be calling the vet. But she's not. She's just big and miserable. So anyway, the vet is on standby, and I went live and told you guys today I'm supposed to go. Our community is having a walk, a 5K for a fundraiser, and I'm supposed to go out there. Hey! You're being rude. I'm live. I'm sorry. The kids act up sometimes. So, I'm supposed to go to the 5K today and warm up the walkers. If you don't know, I taught aerobics for 28 years. And so I used to warm up the walkers all the time at like the Arthritis Foundation walk, the American Heart walk. I used to do that, and they asked me to do it for the walkers, so I've got to go do that. And I'm thinking, I can't leave my cow. You know, like I'm feeling a little stressed. But Shane, my husband, is here, so he will be here while I go and do that. I don't have to go do that until this afternoon, so see, this is why you don't follow me for makeup tips, okay? Um, so Shane will be here to keep an eye on her while I go run across the street because it's just across the street and warm up the walkers and give away gift certificates and stuff like that. So, we got that going on. I do not have a tour this morning. I went ahead and told the lady that was coming this morning, there was a family coming, and I just said, can you come at 2 o'clock? Because I knew this morning that I needed to take my concentration on Dee Dee. Like, I don't need to be having people out there this morning. And there's a possibility that I will not have people out there this afternoon, just depending on how she feels. So I am going to call the people that are supposed to tour today and kind of give them a heads up that it's not going to be a normal tour like before because I have to respect Mama and give her her privacy. No pregnant woman that's about to bust wants a bunch of strangers out there, watching. And that happened with my alpaca. The situation with my alpaca was when I got my alpaca, it was not a good situation. This is just me personally, and I have friends that go to the auction. Oh, I just have makeup on my hands, and I just stuck my hand everywhere. I personally do not go to an auction to buy an animal. That is just me personally. And the reason is because I am a petting zoo, okay? Like, I have to put my hands on these animals. I have to see their mannerism because I can't have an aggressive animal in my farm. Like, I have kids in the farm every day. So, like, I have to be very, very picky about what animal I bring home. I can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't go to an auction and stand in line and bid on an animal. That sounds, just me personally, it sounds so cruel. And I know people do that all the time. And I've said this before, and sometimes with farmers, I make them mad. And listen, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything. It's just not right for my farm because I'm a petting zoo. Like, I know that people, put cows in the auction all the time. That's just what you do. But for me personally, I just can't do that. I just can't do that. It's not right for me and my farm because I'm a petting zoo. Okay, now the alpacas. So what happened was this lady that I knew, she went to an auction and bought the alpacas. Okay. And I don't know this lady really well. It was just kind of like one of my followers that has a farm. And I've been to her house before, but like, because we've rescued peacocks together. She was a big peacock person and we rescued the peacock together. And so, she went and she was so excited. She sent me a message. She goes, I just bought 2 alpacas from the auction. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, one of them's pregnant. They're both registered and all this stuff. And I was like, great, that's awesome. I'm glad you got them. Well, she messaged me about that because she knew that I was wanting alpacas. So I was really happy for her. Well, probably a week later, she messages me that she doesn't want the alpacas. Who does that? I don't understand. I mean, I know sometimes animals are not a good fit. I realize that. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's just not a good fit. But I was just like, you haven't even given them a chance. It's literally been a week. You haven't even given these alpacas a chance to adjust to your farm. And she told me that the female was pregnant. And I thought, you're going to get rid of her again? Like, she's already been through an auction line pregnant. Now she's gone to your farm for a week. And now she's going to have to go to another farm. And I just felt really sad for these alpacas. And she's like, do you want them? And so I talked to my husband about it. And it was a long thing, but my husband said, just go get them, Judy, because I wanted to rescue them because I feel so sorry for these alpacas. So I went to her house, y'all. They were awful. These alpacas were scared to death. And all I kept thinking about is she's pregnant. And when I tell you they had to drag them into the horse trailer to get them to my house, it was awful. And I was committed to give these out. These are my alpacas that I have now. Okay. I still have them. So anyway, I get them home and I just give them a chance to just like, I knew that I wanted to teach them to go into the barn to find a safe place. I told you guys that. Sometimes I can't remember if I tell y'all this on Facebook or YouTube, so bear with me if I've repeated myself. So I get them home and I just leave them alone. Like I don't try to touch them. I just leave them alone. But my husband and I kind of guided them into the barn so they would feel safe. Like I wanted them to have a safe place to be because I wanted them to begin to feel comfort. And she's pregnant, right? Okay. So the lady told me that I got them from that the mama was due in 2 weeks. The mom's in an auction line. She buys them. She's 2 weeks from delivery, and now she doesn't want the alpacas anymore. Needless to say, I don't talk to that lady much anymore because I can't deal with people that treat animals that way. That is not right. It is not right at all. So anyway, to make a long story short, 2 weeks went by. There's no baby. And I was like, I've got to get the vet out here. I've got to get so I called my vet. The vet came out there and did an ultrasound and said, Judy, she's not pregnant. This is why, another reason why I don't go to an auction, because they tell you, oh, she's registered and pregnant. Well, I never got papers on her and she was never pregnant. Take you a sip of coffee. So, the two alpacas, one was a male, one was, and I saw him breed her. So I let probably 6-7 months go by. I don't know, maybe even longer than that. And I got the vet back out there, and he re-ultrasounded her because my male had bred her, and I knew, there was breeding going on. So we did an ultrasound, and she was 100% pregnant. And I was like, we're going to have a baby. And by this point, I don't know, I almost had her a year, I get, maybe something like that. So she's used to me and stuff like that. But she has definitely come from a bad place because I've had her, and I told y'all some of this yesterday, but I've had her a year and 8 months. And to this day, she just flips her lid if I touch her. And I've had her almost 2 years. So I know she came from a bad home. So I told you yesterday, I am on her timeline. So anyway, what happened was the vet said that he thought that she was in the last trimester of her pregnancy. I waited 3 months and there was no baby. And I was like, what is the deal? Like, a gestation period for an alpaca is a year. Long time to be pregnant. So it's a year. Well, the vet came back out here because there was no baby and re-ultrasounded her, and he couldn't find the baby on the ultrasound. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, oh my gosh. This whole time I thought she was pregnant and now she's not pregnant. And he said, well, Judy, I could just not be seeing you on the ultrasound. So anyway, so I had already got in my mind, she's not pregnant. Well, I had castrated my male because he kept breeding her, and I was scared. Like, I had read about if a male keeps breeding the female, it can abort the baby. So I castrated Rio, my light alpaca, for the safety of her. We're out there one day. Okay, so I'm thinking she's not pregnant, right? I've already accepted the fact. I've castrated him. I'm not gonna have a baby alpaca. We're out there one day, and I am touring with two 4-year-olds. Okay, me and two moms and two 4-year-olds. If you don't know about alpacas, they pee and poop in the same spot. Okay, they pee and poop in the same spot. Like, even though they have a big, huge, they have two pastures of land. They poop right in the same spot and pee. They go to it's like they have a litter box. It's crazy. So anyway, me and the kids are out there. we're out there fixing a tour. And I look over and Georgia Lee's on the other pasture. And I was like, why is she pooping over there? I was like, she doesn't poop over there. And I said, y'all wait just a minute. And I thought, what is she doing? And I stood there. Okay. I stood there and I was looking. She turned around and lifted her tail and there was a foot hanging out. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. So here's these two 4-year-olds. And I'm like, y'all, my alpaca is in labor. I was like, y'all are going to have to stand over there. And Georgia Lee, which is my female mama alpaca, she's looking at me like, and I could tell it was her first baby because she was on the struggle bus. So I said, y'all, and 4-year-olds are not quiet, right? So I'm like, y'all are going to have to be quiet and y'all are fixing to watch the birth of an alpaca. I get on the phone with the vet. I'm like, oh my gosh, there is a foot hanging out. What do I do? And he's like, Judy, y'all need to leave the pasture and let nature take its course. So I said, okay. So me and the 4-year-olds left the pasture. I'm worried mom, right? I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she needs me. But I left her alone. I gave her her privacy. We walked away. We left the farm and went to my creek. And so after about, I don't know, 30 minutes, I looked at the mama and I was like, I'm sorry, but I need to go check on her by myself. I'm sorry to cut the tour shirt short. I'll refund you or whatever, but I need to go out there and check on her. She goes, you go do what you need to do. I'll stay here with the kids. I said, okay. So I go out there and the cria is a baby alpaca. The head and 2 feet or no, 1 foot. No, I can't remember if it was 2 or 1. But she couldn't push it out. And I was like, okay, I'm on the phone with the vet. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, the head is out. The baby is screaming. The feet are out, but she can't push it out. And he was like, give her just a minute. And he was like, is she going to let you help her? I said, probably not. This female is still scared to death after all this time of being with me. She is still like, doesn't want me to touch her. And I was like, what am I going to do? So I gave her a minute and he was like, I said, what? I'm on the phone with the vet still, right? I'm on the phone with the vet. And I'm like, what do I do? And he's like, just give her a minute, step back. So I stepped back and I'm like, the baby is screaming. And he was like, Judy, put the phone down for a minute, walk over there and see if she'll let you help her deliver it. And I knew it was going to be an easy delivery because the feet and the head was already out. Okay. Georgia Lee let me help her. She did not. It was like I walked up. Get out of here. Hang on, there's a gnat. I walked up to her. She didn't move. She let me put my hands on that baby's head. And I knew, just from being a mother, having kids, I knew that when she contracted, I needed to pull. I knew that. So I'm out there. I'm out there and I'm going, oh God, Jesus, please help me. And she contracted and I delivered the baby. And I get back on the phone with the vet and I'm like, my hands are disgusting. I don't have gloves. And he was like, go wash your hands. And at that point is when Leroy noticed the baby for the first time. So I had to, like, I'm out there with a new baby. vet on the phone. I'm like, Leroy, this is not a predator. So I had to go round Leroy back into the barn so he didn't freak out over the baby. And it was beautiful. And that video of me, because I ended up videoing the baby once it hit the ground, and that video went viral. I don't even know how many views it has on it, but I videoed the whole thing. And if you're not a farm person and you don't know, um, when a baby's first born, like, it don't just stand up. It's like wobbly, trying to fight. Like you think that it's like hurt if you don't know, because it is not. It's trying to stand up, then it falls down, then it stands up and it falls down. And what was scaring me the worst is coffee break. I was used to baby goats, and a mother, a baby goat. I can't even talk. A doe cleans the baby up. Okay, a mother like licks all the afterbirth and everything off the baby. Well, I was watching Georgia Lee and she's not doing any of that. So I called the vet back. I'm like, she's not cleaning her up. And he goes, she's just a new mom. You may have to help her. So then I'm running to the house, sprinting, just running as fast as I can to get a towel. And then I come back out and I swaddle her in the towel and get all the afterbirth, because Georgia Lee is not doing any of that. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, is she not going to take to this baby? Like, what is going to happen? So this is what I did. I got the afterbirth all up off her. I picked up the baby and I walked to the barn, and Georgia Lee was following me, and I put the baby and the mama in the barn together for them to bond. It worked perfect. She's been a great mom ever since. And I left them in the barn together, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days. I left them in the barn together. And so at that point is when Georgia Lee bonded. But you know what? Something happened that day. Georgia Lee bonded to me that day. It was almost like she was like, thank you for helping me. It's like she realized, she trusted me that day. And she's been like that ever since. Now, she's still not the kind of alpaca that's really appropriate for a petting zoo. Now, she's not mean. She's not. Hang on, I need to put on my lipstick. She is not mean at all. But she is not the type of alpaca that wants to be really touched yet. I think we're getting there, but she's not there yet. And I'm okay with that. I'm like, you just had a baby. You're protective of your baby, and I respect you. And that's one thing I will say I do for my animals is every single one of them are on a different timeline. Okay, like if almost 2 years is not enough time for her to let people touch her, okay, we're okay. Listen, we got all the time in the world, baby girl, because you ain't going nowhere. You're here to stay, and I'm not going to put you in the auction line, and I'm not going to sell you pregnant. Like, if something happened and I did have to sell her, she is going to a good home. I am not letting just anybody take her, but the likeliness of her going to a new home is slim to none. She is my forever alpaca. Just saying. So, she's a beautiful mom now. And you know what's great is, y'all know I'm a kindergartner putting on my mascara, right? So if you see this go all everywhere, just keep on sipping your coffee and go, Lord, Judy cannot put on her mascara. So do not follow me for mascara tips. I have hooded eyelids, and so I get mascara everywhere. And then I'm not very talented, like talking and putting on mascara at the same time. It's very difficult for me. Okay, just saying. So, the beautiful thing now is, okay, I didn't even tell you this. So the two little 4-year-olds ended up coming out to the farm to see Tate. And I said to them, I was like, what am I? It's a boy. I knew it was a boy. I said, it's a boy. Y'all help me name this baby. And they were like, name him after me. And I was like, what's your name? And he said, my name's Tatum. And I said, what's your name? And he said, my name's River. And I was like, beautiful name. I'm naming him Tatum River. So his name is Tatum River. I call him Taterbug. But his name is Tatum River. And sometimes I'll call him Tatum River because I love that name. But those two little boys got to experience, Tatum River for the first time. Here's my hunk of burning love. Come here. Come over here.
Well, I had to come in here and check and see. She's been like in here talking to herself for the past hour. I needed to come check. So when she starts answering herself is when I really have to do something.
Shane, there's 240 people watching your video, so you need to be kind, Shane.
I'm trying to be kind. I just hear you talking to yourself. So
I ain't talking to myself. I'm not losing it this morning. I'm not talking to myself.
Well, that's
then again, I may be talking to myself. All right, hang on. I got one more eye to put on. So anyway, the good thing about Tatum is he was born on my farm. Y'all have seen the videos. He kisses me. He lets me love all over him. He lets kids love all over him. So that is helping Georgia Lee even more because she sees, and she lets me, she doesn't mind Tate coming up to me. She doesn't get mad. Since Tatum has been born, Tatum River, she's not spit one time. She's fine with it. She watches Tate come up to me, and she's fine with it. So it's been a beautiful story because Tatum has been able to show her to trust the people that come in my farm. So she's slowly starting to adapt to letting people touch her. And I just have taught, hang on. I'm sorry, I can't, I'm just going to put a little bit on, but I can't talk and do this at the same time. It just doesn't work, okay? I mean, I am pretty talented, but I ain't that talented. All right, that's as good as it's gonna get. So anyway, Tatum, she's watching Tatum River come up to kids and letting kids touch, and she just sits back on the sidelines and just watches. She doesn't get mad. She doesn't kick. She doesn't spit. So she is really coming around with this experience of her having a baby. Hang on. Okay. Shifting back to Dei Dei. We're fixing to walk out there. Y'all, I don't know what it's like on YouTube, but when I go out to my farm live, it's kind of grainy. My farm is, when you pull up in my driveway, you're like, this is it. You feel disappointed. You pull in the driveway and you're like, oh my gosh, I did a field trip here. What is this? What is this? Because my house is in the front of the property and it's just a driveway, and you think that you've come to your Meemaw's house. And you're like, oh my gosh, I've got 50 kids on the school bus and we are literally at somebody's Meemaw's house. That's what you think. But then when you get off the bus and you come to the area where we do the skit and the reading of the book and me dancing with the kids, then they're kind of like, oh, okay, now I get it. And then when we go to the back of my property into the farm, they're like, oh, but I cannot tell you how many people tell me that when they pull the bus in the driveway that they're scared to death because they're thinking, what is this that I've come to? Okay, I need to tell y'all something. I just realized something. I forgot that I'm still in my pajama pants because I don't have a tour this morning. I put on a shirt because I didn't want y'all to think that I was just coming in my pajamas, but I'm in my pajama pants. So if you're my neighbor and you're watching me live right now, please forgive me. Please forgive me for being in my pajamas. But I have 240 people that want to go see Dei Dei. I'm going to take you to see the rabbits first, though. Okay, let's go get, oh gosh, I'm in my pajamas. Oh, wait. At least no one's pulling in the driveway this morning. It could be worse. It's a little chilly in Birmingham. I'm not in Birmingham. I used to live in Birmingham. I'm in Coleman. It's a little chilly in Coleman. I still have let me turn this around. Let's see, hang on. Okay. I made sure the babies ate last night. Look at them, they're so cute. Hey, baby. Hey. Hey, baby. Oh, hey. Hey, baby. This is the runt, and it's doing really good since I've been holding the mom down, nursing. Let me show you. Hang on, shit, baby. Come on. Look at this cute baby. Oh, look at this cute baby. Have you ever seen such cuteness? Let me see. Look at that. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life? Hey, baby. Let me put you back in here. And I handle my animals so much. Look at this. This one is precious. Hang on. Look at this. Let me put it right. Look at this. Is it not the cutest thing? Come here. I don't want you to jump off. Is it not the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life? Is it not the cutest? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, Mama. I'll be back in just a minute. Let me put this out. You've ate all your food. Eat some hay. I'll be right back. I'll give you some food. Yeah, there's 2 runts. I'm very worried about them. I'll be honest with you. I'm doing everything in my power. They are nursing. Let me show you Fluffy May real quick. He's my Fluff. He's my Fluffy. There's my Fluff. This is my very first rabbit. Is she cute? She's got sun in her eyes. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna turn you around. So here's my patio. Isn't it pretty? I'm gonna turn you around because sometimes when I walk and I have you facing the other way, it makes you sick. Okay, so we're gonna walk to the farm. Let the chickens out. People ask, oh Jesus. Coco, she's killing a chipmunk, I think. Coco, don't do that. No, I know that's a natural instinct for, I think it's a little baby chip. Coco, oh my gosh, look. No, Coco, don't. Leave that baby. No, no, Coco. No, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Oh, it's a, oh, shh. What do you do? I've never had a cat. This is all new to me. If you've not read my book, she's already injured it. You know, they kill it and then they bring it to me, right? And I'm like, please, I don't want this dead animal. She's already hurt it. Coco, I know that that's your nature, but I hate it. She's already injured it. I hate that. I mean, I know it's their instinct. As far as I saw, I mean, I'm like glancing at the comments. As far as the supplements, I'm probably going to take them to the vet, or actually call the vet. And as far as I know they can supplement kitty formula, but rabbits are real bad about aspirating. I've been there, done that before. It's like really, really bad. They are getting milk from mama, and when I tell you that I let them, I'm walking to the farm. I let them nurse off mom for a while. They're growing. I mean, slowly. Oh, that's a baby chipmunk. Gosh, cats didn't do that, but I know. We're gonna walk out to the big animals before we open the chickens. I know, baby boy. Mommy's so mean to that baby. Leroy does not like being in the barn. You know, he's our protector, and I can't let him out. I probably will not let him out of the barn today, so he's going to be really, 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 really mad at me. Okay, I don't see Dee Dee. All right, I'm fixing to turn you around. But let me open the gate. I don't want to make you sick. Oh, yeah, I see her. She's just sitting down, so we don't have a baby. She. All right, hang on. I gotta shut the gate. You know how hard it is? That I need like 45 hands. You know what I'm saying? I need like a hand to shut the gate, a hand to pet she wants to be petted, and a hand to hold the phone. I'm getting pretty tired. This my baby piggy. This my baby piggy. That's my baby piggy. I love you, girlfriend. I love my baby. Yes, I do. I know I baby talk. Okay, let's go. Before I let the animals out, see, somebody asked me to show how I put the animals to bed at night. Well, I'll get there. I gotta go get a stand. Eat the piggy. It rained. It hailed yesterday. Here's my friend. This is who I play chase with. I've taught him to play chase when he was a little piggy. He was a rescue. His mom died during labor. He's a potbelly. Why are you so wet? It didn't rain last night. Okay. Here's my sheep. Yeah, I need to get a GoPro. I'm working on it. I'm working. Leroy, don't be mad, but you're going to have to stay in the barn. I know. He tries to figure out how to get out of here. Leroy, don't be. I'll come give you some love today. I gave you some hay. I'll give you some extra treats. Okay. This is Georgia Lee. This is Mama. That's who I was talking about. This is Tate. Very, very tame. See? He's very tame. I let her sniff me, but see how she goes away? Come on. Okay. I'm going to let y'all out. Come on. Come on. She wants to go in the barn. Come on, Taterbug. This is Rio. That's the dad. That's who I had castrated. So it's Rio, Georgia Lee, and Taterbug. Tatum River. They just got sheared. So Tatum won't get sheared till next year. So he's still young. I'm gonna let them out. Then I'm gonna come over here and show you Dee Dee. Okay, let me tell you some things about her. Let me tell you a couple things. I've had them, I can't remember exactly, between 3 and 4 years I've had my cattle, all right? In the 3 or 4 years that I've had them, they have never, I feed at night, they have never not come for feed, okay? Ever. Last night, Dee Dee did not come for feed. So there is a lot, that is like crazy. And I said, Shane, and let me tell you what's so sweet. Let me tell you what is so sweet. Dexter, my male, is staying right beside her. He did not come for food last night. Okay? That is what okay, when I tell you that you can learn from an animal, all you men that are on here, there's what, 285 people, so maybe half of you are men. You should learn from Dexter. Dexter is such a gentleman. He is, listen, he's like, if she ain't eating, I ain't eating. I'm right beside her. And you know, like I sit here and wonder like what an animal actually knows. Like I was talking to Shane about it last night, and I was like, does Dexter know that she's like, does he understand what's fixing to happen? Like, why does he not come for food? Like, why does he choose being with her over to come eating? Like, he's got to know something. You know what I'm saying? For him to go, I'm standing right beside her. Now, she has separated herself. Like, here's Dexter. This is who Brooke and Jason love. Dexter is pretty tame. Now, look, she is over there sitting. Now, I just let the alpacas out. So, she may get up and look. Gosh, she is massive. I mean, massive. She is sitting on hay, though, at least. She's not sitting in the mud. Look at that belly. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, she just tried to. Look at that belly. Oh, dear Jesus. The biggest thing that the vet was talking to me about is not some. Can I zoom out? I guess I can't. Well, there it goes. You see how this, if you're not a farm person, you see how all this is protrude out? That's probably, you see right there, that is probably the head. And it's out even more this morning. So that's how you can tell really. Now, let's see how much milk she has. Look at this. Look at her. Let's see. The only thing that the only thing that concerns me is, you see, I mean, she does have milk in her teats, but the bag is not really full yet. So, I mean, there is milk, see? That's all different, but it's not a full bag yet. So I don't know. I feel like it'll be within the next 72 hours, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not God. Gosh, why is she sitting in mud? Well, no, she's... Hey, baby girl. We got 297 people that are rooting for you. Okay? I know. That's what people tell me, that she may have twins. Baby, we're rooting for you. There's your baby. We're all rooting for you, baby girl. You got a lot of people that's praying for you. This is her first go around, yes. That's why I'm concerned, because she's awfully big. And you know, as you can see, yeah, Herefords have big heads. So, I'm not sure, but we're rooting for you, baby girl. Mama's gonna be right here. I'm not gonna be right here, but I'm gonna be close. I'm gonna give you some privacy. But you can tell she's not in distress. She's sitting here chewing hay. We're right beside you, baby girl. We're right beside you. All right. Yes, she's drinking water. She's drinking water. She's fine. It's not time. Like, if the vet doesn't live too far from me, and he knows, I've already called him. He is a great vet, and he is like, he cares about my animals. Let me show you this. You see how protrude that is? Like, all of this. So if I stuck my hand in there, I'd probably feel a head. Are you gonna get me kicked? Who are you, Dan? Are you gonna get me kicked? Just saying. Hang on. Well, she's laying down, so I guess she can't kick me. Oh. I don't see. You see? We're so close. Dan, if I'd have got the bejesus kicked out of me, I would be coming after you, Dan. You know I'm kidding. All right, I'm gonna give you a close-up of Dexter real quick, and you can see how big he is. These are both miniatures, but so just to let you know, my animals are rotten. They do get fed well. They get hay every day, like 24/7, and they get a scoop of grain every morning. You know, here's Dexter. Dexter's, you know, I saw that there's something on the nipple. Your firstborn are 11 and a half pounds. Oh, dear jeez. I was 10 too when I was born. But you see, Dexter's a big boy. I thought, oh, you thought it was, Dan, you were about to, Dan, look, if me and you gonna be buddies, you gotta look after my best interests and not have the bejesus kicked out of me, okay? I'm sitting here going, I don't even know you, Dan. And I'm like, oh, Dan said pull her tail up. Let me go pull her tail up. And the next thing you know, I'm gonna get kicked in the teeth and I'm gonna have missing teeth. And then I'm gonna come live and go, hi, Dan told me to pick the cow up, tail it up. I got my teeth is knocked out of me. Anyway, I'm just being silly. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me this morning. Y'all can go to the store now. Hey, can I ask the person that's talking about the nipples having wax on it? I noticed there's something on that. Do I need to remove that? You know, I am new. So, like, do I need to, maybe I should come over here and touch it real quick. I noticed that there's something, I was gonna ask the vet about it this morning, because I noticed there, it looks like there's a coating, but I figured it was probably, like maybe dried milk where it's like leaking, maybe? Dan, if I'd have got kicked in the teeth, you would have started having haters. Dan, me and you are buddies now. I don't know where you're from, but we're buddies. Okay, hang on. I don't, now it's like somebody just said there's wax on it and I'm fixing to touch it, and if y'all get me killed, y'all hear the noise. God, God love that baby. He's my baby. Okay, hang on. I'm sorry, baby. What do y'all think? I mean, I say she's got daggum milk. I mean, I know I'm supposed to... No, that's milk in there. That's milk. Oh, well, God, Lori. I'm sorry, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I know there's colostrum in there, but nothing came out, so we're good. Oh, does that stay on there? Yeah, I know there was colostrum in there. I was just seeing if she had a little bit of milk. I'll leave her alone. I'll leave her alone. Let me tell, y'all want to tell her goodbye? Okay, girl, we got you, baby. Okay? We got 281 people that are pulling for you. Okay? Mama loves you. Okay. I'll leave her alone. I'll leave this for the vet. It's my first time, so y'all bear with me. As I learn. Hey, can I say something? I have enjoyed this morning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining my channel and subscribing. Again, bear with me as I do videos. Yesterday was my worst video that I have ever done since day one. And I was like, come on, Jody. So I'm gonna try not to pull the trigger so fast, but if I do, if y'all see that I pull the figure, just go, Trigger, you did a good job. Just call me Trigger. Just, my husband does it. Judy, you pulled the trigger too fast. You jacked up this video. Just, you know what? Thank you for being kind to me. Thanks for small farms like myself. Uh, we need support, and you guys have been such a big support to me, and I am overwhelmed with all the subscribers in the past 2 days. I couldn't ask for a better group of people. Gosh, you know, a lot of people that are YouTube, have a big YouTube following, they talk about how people are mean and they're very critical and they're very judgmental. Hey, I've not had one judgmental person that tells me I'm a piece of she or tells me that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like me taking that off the nipple. Y'all are so kind and go, don't do that, Judy. You know, like y'all are so kind. You know, people are mean in the world. But you know what? There's also a lot of nice people, you know, and at the end of the day, you know, I tell people that come to my farm is, you know what? You don't have to agree with everything that I say. You don't have to, you know, agree with the way I put on my makeup. You don't have to agree with anything. But you know what? At the end of the day, we can show kindness. You know, we can accept that people have different feelings from us, right? They have different opinions from us, and that's okay. You know, that is okay, but we can still show kindness and respect each other for the way we feel. And today, I always end each video that I do, because I was a dancer my whole life. I always end each live and each video, when I do lives, is today, when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I'll see you next